Alright, so freaking delicious foods right now. Here we go. Now, I talked about the Turkey Hill, whatever the heck it was, pumpkin pie, pumpkin spice, ice cream or whatever, and that stuff was awesome. So I wanted to try some other brands out. I picked up this Kroger brand, just pumpkin pie ice cream, and it is not even close. This stuff is lacking, just doesn't have the graham cracker, the flavor, the chunks in there. It's just, this is nothing close to the Turkey Hill pumpkin pie one that you can get. That's the one that everyone needs to get. It blows this stuff away. This stuff is like a 6 out of 10. I really haven't even eaten that much of it, but I want to try it out just to experiment, because you never know, this could be better, but clearly wasn't. I also picked up, we got Pepperidge Farm pumpkin cheesecake cookies, and these are pretty awesome. As far as cookies go, I would rate them right up there. Looks like that. Awesome. Tastes just like any other pumpkin spice thing out there. It tastes very similar to the pumpkin pie Pop-Tarts. That's what these taste like. So those are awesome. You should get those. When we were at the grocery store the other day too, we got these pumpkin scones or whatever. Awesome. All this stuff tastes pretty much the same. Tastes like pumpkin pie, Pop-Tarts, cookies, scones. It's all the same. It's delicious. This is the season to get huge. Now, but this is the secret to all my gains recently, besides entire bags of peas in one day. This is the other secret to all my gains. This stuff is my go-to meal. I flippin' love it. It is awesome. Like, here's what we got. Alright, we got a pound of ground beef, first of all. Grass-fed, of course. Grass-fed organic. It's more expensive, but I don't want to buy from mass production farming. So that's trying to be a responsible consumer here. That's why we buy that one. And then right here, this is what you got to start combining your beef with. Your beef, your ground turkey, whatever. This stuff is the holy grail. I tried it once. Blown away. I've been going back to it ever since. Velveeta cheesy skillet dinner kit, Philly cheesesteak style. Holy cow. Like, this is the one you need. I've tried, I think it was like cheese, whatever. It was some cheese and bacon. And this one is still better than that one. But they're all good. The Velveeta dinner kits, on point. You mix this with your beef after you've cooked your beef. It is freaking delicious. So this is what I would get. Obviously not healthy, but the key here, guys, is you gotta have a mix of healthy foods and not so healthy foods. It can't all be one or the other, because life's gonna suck if you still don't get to eat stuff like this. So that's why you eat your entire bag of peas, but you also have this. That's the key. Balance it out. Freaking delicious foods. Going back to bench or deadlift tomorrow. I'm not sure which one, but gonna hit some more PRs this week. I'm out. I want to talk about how one of the things you have to be careful about when you start seeing success with your lifts, when they start taking off, is you start looking at other people's videos. You start comparing yourself to others, looking at, who's going to be at my meet, who's coming there. I want to win this meet. I want to have the highest Wilks. I want to beat this guy. I want to break these records or whatever. But when you get into that mindset, it can derail you very, very quickly. You start doing things that you wouldn't have done before that got you to where you were. You get away from those things. You start trying to max too often. You start thinking about what everyone else is doing. You stop focusing on what you're doing. You start going to more extreme measures, which in the long run inhibit you, actually. And I see this happen. I've been there. I've had this happen to me, and I'm trying not to let it happen to me again, because I'm starting to get at a point where I could be breaking my all-time numbers now at any moment. And it's like, I don't want to derail that progress by seeing what some guy hitting a meet, or seeing what other people are doing, and doing things differently, because that's a trap. It's a trap for everybody. I see it all the time. How many times have we seen somebody come onto the scene? They'll have like a good meet, of a good lift. You'll see a video, and all of a sudden you never hear of them again. And you could even apply that to me. Heck, I know you could. You could say, hey, you hit 1851 with no reps at that one meet. What have you done since then? And I agree. You could make that claim. This is a trap. This is what we all get into. I've been humbled. You have a good time. You have a good lift. You have a good meet. You're hot. Everybody knows who you are. And it's like that progress is derailed by your success. You start changing things up. You start getting too cocky. You start losing that humbleness that got you to where you were. And it's very hard to check yourself. And this is why people fall off the face of the earth. Along with, people will take a large amount of gear, have an awesome meet, and then they can't sustain that success because there's only so much gear you can take before you top off. There's only so many things you can do like that. People become too reliant on the drugs, and then they don't have any longevity. And this isn't for everyone, obviously, but why do you think you don't see anybody pulling 9 or 1,000? It's like there's been quite a bit of people in recent times who have even done 8, but who's doing 9? Who's pulling 9? Besides Eric Lillybridge, who's pulling 9 right now? It's a very small number. I can only name a handful of people who are in that realm. Dan Green is probably going to be there at some point this next year, 2015. But it's a very small number. It's very hard to get to that next level. And I think these are a number of the reasons. People start getting a big head. They start losing track of what got them there. They start taking more and more gear only to get less and less of a return on that. And then they fade out. And this is what I'm trying to avoid right now. I need to understand it's a longevity game. I'm 23 years old. Many of us could think like this. We just need to focus on what we're doing. Don't watch my videos and try to do what I'm doing. If you're at a 600-pound deadlift, get to 610. Like, this is the mindset you need. It's a trap. I have fallen into it. I've gotten a big head and thought I was awesome, and then basically had a year where I lifted like shit, and it's not worth it. You want to keep making progress. Keep focused on yourself. Don't change things up too much. Don't start doing drastic, whatever, gear protocols and everything. That will only get you so far, and you will fall off, just like it's happened to plenty of people. This is something that's been on my mind because I'm getting to a point where I'm pretty happy with my numbers, and I want to keep that momentum going. Your success can be your downfall. I really want to avoid that right now. And at times I notice myself losing that humbleness, and I need to keep myself in check. And I think a lot of you guys could apply the same thing. These are just some things that I've been thinking about lately, and I think it's worth rehashing it for everybody out there. So